Good day, and welcome to Viking TV and Wanderlust Wednesday. My name is Aaron Lawton, and I'm the Expedition Operations Manager for Viking. I have visited Antarctica more than 120 times over the last 24 years. As I reflect on these experiences, I realize that Antarctica, and more broadly expedition cruising, has been a part of my work for more than half my life. I live in Squamish, BC, and have been with Viking for the last 2 years as part of Viking Expedition's launch team, preparing for the inaugural season in Antarctica, with our first voyage starting this coming weekend. This is a special week for Viking Expeditions as we're all looking forward to welcoming the very first guests on board Viking Octantis this Sunday, who will be departing from Ushuaia on the Antarctic Explorer voyage. Some members of the Viking team have been on board the ship this week, making sure that everything is ready to welcome guests. Very excited at how the ship's coming along. I'm going to hand it over to Karina to introduce and discuss our Antarctic Explorer itinerary, and I'll be available following Karina's presentation to answer any questions that you might have.
My colleagues will now be available live for any questions that you might have. Thank you for joining me today on Viking TV.
We have a nice question here from Mark in Sunrise in the United States. He says, we are 10 times past Viking guests and have been on both Viking Rivers and Viking Oceans, but we are so excited to be joining the expedition journey in November to Antarctica. He asks, if you had to pick one activity from the ones you've mentioned, what would you say you absolutely have to do?
Oh, I didn't think I was going to get a hard question this time. One activity. Well, if there was one thing that I absolutely had to do, if I had, one opportunity to do this trip, and this was the most, and one thing, I would go ashore on a landing, I would do the hike, and then at some point I would sit down and just observe life. I would, at a penguin colony, I would pick a small section of that colony, 4, 5, 6 nests, and I would revel in the life that's happening and the bickering and the flipper flapping and the pebble stealing and that happens and the chicks trying to get fed. I would just revel in that. In November, it would be nest building and pebble stealing between nests and the pair bonding rituals that happen. That's probably what I would, if I just had one choice, that's what I would do. I'm a kayak guide. I've been a kayak guide since I was a teenager. Of course, I love paddling in Antarctica and set up the first sort of kayak fleet on an expedition ship in Antarctica in 1999, guided operation. But that's a passion of mine. But the submarine program is going to be incredible, and I can't wait at some point to see the ocean floor in the Antarctic, but a place that very few people have seen. But if of all the things, just getting ashore and experiencing Antarctica, I think sitting on a rock and looking at life in a colony, listening to the mountains grumble as glaciers move and crevasses open and close, penguins squawk, skuas fly over the colony, scaring, on their predatory hunt for an unguarded egg or chick. And the sort of rise and crescendo of volume in the penguins as the skua flies over the colony, terrorizing them. That's just incredible to experience.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Thank you, Aaron.